Old tank syndrome is a very dangerous trap to fish keepers that can happen very easily if you are not careful, and is dangerous and even lethal to new fish that you add into an existing aquarium. So in this video I want to explain to you how you can recognize old tank syndrome in your aquarium, how you can prevent it, how you can cure it, and I want to tell you what is old tank syndrome. So let's start with the basics. Of course, we need to know what old tank syndrome is, and it's actually quite complex. So bear with me because I'm going to try and explain it as clear as I can. So your fish produce waste in your aquarium water. The main component that's dangerous for fish is ammonia, and that's basically fish poop and stuff. So if there's nothing that breaks down ammonia, your fish will die very quickly because it's toxic in even very low concentrations. Luckily for us, there are many bacteria, beneficial bacteria, living in our tank and primarily in our filter. So the bacteria break down ammonia. First, they break it down into nitrite, which is kind of a temporary thing because it gets broken down immediately afterwards. It's already less dangerous than ammonia, so that's good for us, but it's still toxic to fish in low concentrations. It can cause them stress and it can eventually kill them. So the nitrite gets broken down into nitrate. The only difference is the I and the A. So nitrate, the final product of the nitrogen cycle in your aquarium, luckily for us is not that toxic to fish in low concentrations. So the ammonia gets broken down into nitrite, finally into nitrate, and it's not that harmful to fish, which means that our fish can be happy like this. Maybe I can lure them. No? Alright. But the nitrate does build up over time, and that's why we do water changes. Water changes is the primary way for us to come into our aquarium and remove the nitrate concentration to keep our aquarium livable for our fish. Live plants also help, definitely. The live plants consume both ammonia, nitrite and nitrate. So basically when you keep a lot of live plants, you don't have to do water changes as often. But now comes the trap. The part where you might think your aquarium is super healthy, but it's actually not. And that's when you don't do water changes, you only refill your aquarium. So the primary reason for people to top off their aquarium is due to evaporation. So the water level will drop due to evaporation. Especially if you don't have a lid on your aquarium. The lid keeps in a lot of the evaporated water, so the water level decreases more slowly. Now if you top off your aquarium, you're not actually removing any of the nitrate from your aquarium, because the only thing that's evaporating is water, and the nitrate doesn't evaporate with it. So if you top off your aquarium, your nitrate level will slowly build up over time. Now, remember what I said in the start of this video. Nitrate is not dangerous to our fish in low concentrations. However, in higher concentrations, it will be a reason for stress to our fish, and if the concentration rises too high, it can actually be toxic and lethal. Now, this process is called old tank syndrome, and you are suffering from old tank syndrome when your nitrate level is very high. Your concentration of dissolved nitrate in your aquarium is very high, and that's mainly because people don't do the proper maintenance and only top off the aquarium and don't remove any water first after adding fresh water. So you're not removing any nitrate. Now, your fish during this process of a gradual nitrate buildup will look very healthy. They will be happy. There's hardly any way to tell whether your whether your nitrate concentration is very high when it's been building up over time. And that's because the nitrate concentration is rising very slowly. And this gradual climb allows the fish to adapt to the higher concentration of dissolved nitrate, and therefore they are able to survive. Now comes the trick. When you add new fish from the aquarium store to your aquarium, they will be in a total shock. They will not be used to the high amount of nitrate that's dissolved in the water. They will show heavy signs of stress, and after 1 or 2 days they will die. Now, if you didn't know your tank is suffering from old tank syndrome, it will look very weird. You'll add fish to a completely healthy aquarium, and within a couple of days they're all dead. And the first time that happens, you might think, oh, these fish were weak from the fish store. That happens. There are weak fish, and if you have a good fish store, you can go back and they'll often give you new fish. But the new fish will also not be able to survive in your aquarium, and that's when you need to start thinking. You probably have a very high, stressful and potentially lethal nitrate concentration in your tank. Now, how do you prevent old tank syndrome? Well, the obvious part is do your water changes on a weekly or bi-weekly schedule, so you don't risk having a nitrate concentration buildup. If you already have old tank syndrome, you can use a nitrate test kit to test the amount of dissolved nitrate, and you'll notice it's very high. But how do you get rid of old tank syndrome? Your first idea might be just do daily very large water changes. So remove 50% of the aquarium water and top it off with fresh new water, and do that maybe daily. Don't do it. That's because when you do a very large water change, you're drastically reducing the nitrate concentration in your aquarium. So the fish that are in your tank will notice a severe shock in nitrogen concentration, and that change can actually kill them or cause them a lot of stress. So what you want to do is slowly reduce the amount of dissolved nitrate in your aquarium. So the way to go is do 20%, so pretty small water changes, maybe 10 to 20% water changes, and do it every other day maybe. If you've got time and you don't want to add any new fish, you can even do 20% weekly water changes. So just get back on your proper maintenance in your aquarium. Now, other risks that might cause old tank syndrome are, for example, lack of maintenance in the filter. So my tank might look very clean. However, I've got a canister filter right here in the cupboard cabinet underneath my aquarium, and that catches a lot of basically debris or dead plants and fish poop, whatever, that's stuck in the filter. Now, it's like a carpet at home, so when you're cleaning your floor, you can lift the carpet, swipe everything underneath, and your room looks very clean. However, you haven't removed the nasty stuff from your room, and that's the same with aquarium or with aquariums. All the nitrate containing rotting plant matter, debris, fish poop is still in your filter. So make sure you also do regular, I recommend monthly maintenance on your filter. If you're ready to learn more about fish keeping, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, comment below if you've got any questions, because frankly I don't have as much subscribers right now, so I have all the time in the world to answer your question. Leave a like if you liked the video, leave a dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you guys in the next video on my channel. Cheers!